out of college, like instead of getting just to get pass rather than like understanding and reading. Right? So I felt it after almost 9 years only when my mom told me that I should read more rather than like using my intuition. Intuition means like when there is a problem, initially that's what my manager, that's what I told you, right? My mom gave me a feedback which my manager gave me after almost like several months after that, right? So when there is a problem, I just come to a solution quickly and I just say, okay, this is a solution. And some people accept it, right? Some people question it. There are like some folks like the folks which I'm currently working on, they are the best of the best minds, right? And they have been doing a PhD for almost 10 years and PhD postdoc and whatnot. They have been like in research field for several years. They ask me like, what is the proof that this is going to work? That is the first question they ask. And I would fail to actually explain them because it came out of my intuition rather than like, whether it's a correct solution or not, I cannot even prove it. You can only prove it when you learn deeply. So only when you learn deeply, that's when you will be successful, right? So that is something when if I introspect now, like about the college, I would say like I didn't read it properly rather than like college is not actually like just to get pass or like get 90% or 98, right? Rather you should learn as deep as possible. So when you have a chance, just read as much as possible. That's what I would say. So about MIT, yeah, that's what I would say.
So how much do you think the college life, those 4 years have helped you in this current state of success?
So all the intuition, as I mentioned, right, all the problem solving, I learned it from college and around my peers and around my like batchmates and my seniors. I interacted with them. And like even for the Linux, right, people you might know, like at that point when I was in college, Linux was like very early. Very few people know that. So one of my seniors, he is really good at it. I just go to his room, sit with him and see like what he does and like and try to do the same on my computer and learn. Like that's how I learned most of the stuff. So I would say like college had like a huge impact. It's just because I was in MIT, I was able to like move to IBM. And it's just because at IBM I was able to move to Microsoft, and just because of Microsoft India I was able to move to Microsoft US. So
but one thing you are saying is, I think many of you will agree, I also actually flowed through the same process, that what Rakesh says, and we have to understand very critically, is in college when he was studying the basic subjects, he was studying just for good grades, making good percentage, sometimes to get through the subject. We all have done it. How many have done it? I have done it. But very few subjects I used to cherish actually. I used to cherish, and remaining subjects we used to somehow get through them, right? So we used to have in our college, Rakesh, we used to have biology in the first year. Even though we are math students, we used to have biology subject, and there used to be engineering graphics. Yeah. There used to be a workshop practice, and there used to be physics, and these things like that. I don't know, somehow in my first year of engineering when I entered, so there is a physics subject, there is a biology subject, and there is a engineering graphics subject. So engineering graphics and biology, I used to do it very with ease. Physics though I am always afraid. So physics I used to do lot of hard work to get some marks. But as you said, I also studied these subjects, some of the subjects just for like that. So how many of you did like that? Some subjects, somehow we need to clear them. So we have done it. How many? Honestly, I think all of us. All are not raising hands. How many of you did at least one subject like that, where you have to just work hard to just clear it off? How many of you? Correct. So one thing that we are trying to demystify in his success is that whatever subjects he has learned in the basics of computing, etc. Now I am surprised to hear about over the lunch that he is again reading through the probability, he is again reading through the statistics. All the subjects, I think the basics of computing fundamentals, he has relearned, it seems. He has revised, it seems. So it's very important that the key message that we all will take, that it's very important that every subject we learn in basic computing, because we have decided all to be in IT sector, it's very important for all of us to again go through those subjects, take your books back and start learning those fundamentals. Yeah. Okay, moving on. So after your MIT in your campus placements, you are placed in IBM,
Yeah.
IBM ISS.
Actually, I got
How was the
placed.
interview process
So
that happened now? How was that journey? Is it your first success? First interview itself, you succeeded?
no, it's like first one was with the TCS. I said like I didn't actually take it seriously. I didn't get through, but it actually hurt me. Like I was like, oh, why didn't I get through? I should have been selected in this one. And then like I just went really sad to my mom, and she was like giving me motivation, say like, oh, you will just do fine, just concentrate on it. And next interview was CTS. I got cleared and I got through it. And then next interview was Yahoo, I guess. I got through with like a first round and in the second round. I don't remember properly, but it's like it was almost 1,000 folks wrote, and they shortlisted 15, and I wasn't that. And then like second round, I didn't clear it. And the fourth one was IBM, and it's like 800 folks who wrote, and they actually shortlisted 10, and they took 4, I guess. The interview process was pretty much
Very
simple,
good.
right?
Out of 804.
So-
I think the previous thing of getting hurt also would have helped.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's helped me
to
to
be disciplined
yeah,
and give your
disciplined, right?
best.
So, yeah, that's I can say that. Yeah. So on the IBM, it was like, it's not just like reading, right? There are few subjects which I actually went really deep. For example, like if you run a program, how actually it runs all the way to like a microprocessor and whatnot, everything, even the architecture, computer architecture, whatnot. These are few things which I learned really deep. So that's what I actually spoke in the interview, right? It's not a regular interview. I was driving it rather than they questioning me. So
Very interesting. What is the statement of driving it rather than they?
so they just asked me a simple
how it all
question,
happened?
right? They started with like, they said like, what is the difference between stack and queue? I said like, okay, I started with the stack and queue, and they said like how it is actually implemented in the operating system, and why it has to be designed like this, how the stack frames are created, and whatnot, all those stuff, and how a program can be like written and see like what is the stack segment and everything. So it was pretty much I was driving the entire interview. After that, they didn't question me anything. I was telling them how it looks like within an operating system, right? So that actually like helped me to pass through it. And before that, I was the last person to be interviewed because my grades were low. I was having a 7.0 CGPA, right? So they almost selected almost four folks before even me. Yeah, they even said it in front of me. Said like, okay, we got the 4, you can send the rest. But the lady who interviewed me, she actually like went back and stopped them from, putting in those information, all the 4 person. They said like stop it, and then they removed one person. They pushed my name in. So yeah, that is one thing. It's like